Ladies and gentlemen, they say if a company is not a sustainable company, there is no way it will sustain over the next coming years. Taking a deep dive, it's time for us to introduce our next session to you, all eyes on the screen. So ladies and gentlemen, you already see we have online Ms. Darshana Jha, the Senior Advisor, Sustainability, is already with us from Maersk. Also taking up this session live with us is Mr. Guy Francois from Maersk from Ivory Coast. Let's hear it for both of them, and let's have a great session ahead.
I was initially supposed to present this alone, but we have the chance to have our senior advisor of sustainability who accepted to join despite it is Saturday. So I will leave the floor to Darshana for the presentation, and we'll see if there's any question. Darshana, up to you.
Thank you. Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Darshana Jha, and as I said, I'm Senior Sustainability Advisor at Maersk. You can see me, I have joined virtually, so saying hello from my screen to yours. And I hope you are having a great time during this event and you are already capturing all these interesting insights. And it's been also a pleasure to me that I could listen to some of the previous sessions. And with this, I also sincerely thank organizers for giving Maersk an opportunity to share insights on green shipping practices and why it is relevant for cashew industry. At Maersk, we work very closely with our customers on sustainability and how we can help them to decarbonize their supply chain. So if we can move on to the next slide, I first wanted to share some facts. So when it comes to global greenhouse gas emissions, so today, global shipping creates around 3% of this emission. Now, this number may look small, but shipping connects the world. Almost every product we use travels by sea at some point, which means that shipping emission is not something now any industry can avoid. And because of that, the shipping has become a very important part of many climate conversations. But the question is, what does this mean for cashew industry? So as we all are hearing that cashew supply chains are global. Cashews are grown in one region and then they are processed in another. And then they are consumed very far away, which means ocean transport plays a very important role for cashew industry. Today we see that buyers and end consumer wants more information, not only about the product, but also about how it is transported, whether they use any alternative fuel option or any decarbonized shipping option for transportation, which means they want to know how companies now tackle their emission when they talk about shipping. And therefore, decarbonizing shipping is gaining importance more than ever. And now we can move on to the next slide to show how Maersk is decarbonizing its ocean operations. So at Maersk, decarbonizing our operation is a very important commitment, and for that we have taken 2030 and 2040 science-based aligned targets. As you can see on screen, we have our 2030 targets, where we are saying that we want to reduce 35% of our Scope 1 and Scope 3 emissions from our own container shipping operation, and then 17% of Scope 3 emissions from subcontracted container shipping. These are our targets, which are very much aligned with SBTi. Now, to achieve this target, what are the different levers we are taking here? So, first lever is about efficiency. So here we want to improve our efficiency, and when we say improving efficiency, it's all about network efficiency and the asset efficiency. With network efficiency, we want to optimize our sailing speed, routing. With asset efficiency, we are looking at what is our overall design of our vessel, technology, and what are the composition of our fleets in our overall vessel portfolio. The second part comes is the energy shift, and this is very important because here where most of the emission reduction happens. When we talk about energy shift, it's about future fuels or the alternative fuels, which are not the fossil fuel, but uses a fuel type such as biodiesel, biomethanol, e-methanol, biomethane, e-methane. And there are other type of fuel like ammonia, or you now also hearing nuclear, or maybe going forward, other renewable technology. some of them which are currently industry is testing, their feasibility, their practicality, what are the risks. But for now, like Maersk and other partners, we see most of the alternative fuel mix is around biodiesel, biomethanol, e-methanol, and biomethane or e-methane. These are the some common type of alternative fuels that we are seeing today when it's come to decarbonizing shipping with the energy shift option. Now, then third part comes is how we can collaborate with our customers. So as we all know that decarbonization is a shared journey. We have a shared commitment and it will not happen alone, and many ocean carriers and the customers and industry will come together, partner, that will take this industry one step ahead for the transition. And this is where Maersk, we have an eco delivery ocean solution through which we partner with customers and help them reduce their ocean emissions as well. So to support this journey, Maersk has invested in dual fuel vessels. And as you can see, in 2023, we were very proud to introduce Laura Musk as the very first dual fuel methanol enabled vessel in our vessel portfolio. Then in 2024, we added more vessels in our portfolio. Now in 2025, we further added 11 vessels. With this, today we have around 18 large vessels and one Laura Musk, which was the feeder vessel that are operating on methanol and other type of alternative fuels. We also have plans from 26 to 2030 to further add 26 large vessels, which will make a total 45 dual fuel Maersk-owned vessel will be running, will be part of our vessel portfolio. But we don't limit our commitment only to Maersk-owned vessel, but we also extend it to the chartered vessel. And here we also have our commitment to increase or to have 48 time chartered vessels that will be running on dual fuel capabilities. So with this, we have a mix of fuel types such as biomethanol, e-methanol, and then bio and e-methane. With this, we expect that more than 10 or 15% of our vessel portfolio by 2030 will be capable of running on these type of alternative fuels. So now, what is this? How we are supporting our customers? So for customers, sustainability is not only about environment, but it is also about trust and transparency. Many companies want to show progress on emissions, especially food and agriculture. So at Maersk, our role is that how we can support our customers. We focus on practical steps, steps that are measurable, steps that fit for business. And one example here is Emission Studio. Many customers today they don't know where their logistic emissions lie. Emission Studio is a tool that helps customers give them the overview of their logistic emission, which they can use it for setting the target and tracking the progress. Another example of our offering is Eco Delivery Ocean. Eco Delivery Ocean allow customers to reduce their emission from ocean transport by using alternative fuel types like biodiesel or biomethanol. This allowed them to switch from a conventional fossil fuel shipping to biodiesel powered shipping options and reduce emissions up to 85%. This is how we are supporting our customers to decarbonize their supply chain. Ocean, when we talk about Maersk Eco Delivery Ocean, it will not change the existing ocean contract. In the same ocean contract, customer has an option to convert their existing shipment to Eco Delivery Ocean enabled shipment. What will then happen is that they will get an verified emission saving from their converted Eco Delivery Ocean shipment via a certificate which is third-party audited that they can use for external reporting to show to their end customer that this particular product has used an alternative shipping option rather than it's been transported via conventional shipping option. So this is how we support our customers to decarbonize their shipments and show the impact by taking this step. But here, the important part I want to highlight is that customer can start small. For example, the very first option is the 10% blend option. So then you don't have to start with the higher blend option. You can start with a small option like 10% and then gradually scale as you gain more and more you can start seeing the benefit, and then you can scale it in future. And this is how we see on the map. You can see on the right hand side that today we have many customers across the world already using these options and realizing the emission saving benefit. So we see over the year the demand from the industry across across different verticals. Customers are choosing alternative shipping options, and this demand will further go as we see more and more regulation coming, like EU ETS, which applies on EU port fare, and these regulations are helping customer to select the biofuel based or any other alternative fuel based shipping options going forward. To close, I can only say that reducing shipping emissions are becoming more important for global supply chain, and it also include cashew industry. The transition to lower emission shipping has been already started, and it's a journey. And it always works best when we move forward together. So with this, I would say thank you very much for your time. And if you have more questions on Maersk Delivery Ocean or want to discuss how we can support or how we can partner together, feel free to reach out to our team and my colleague here, Guy. He can also help you. And yeah, and I think there is one more slide there, and which also have our QR code. So you can scan, and for more information on other Maersk offerings, feel free to go and check out, and we are happy to support you. And if there are any questions, if you have some time left, I'm happy to take those questions as well.
So I just want to add one last point regarding the presentation is that from the perspective of this conference, we have different scenarios. If you are a new factory in West Africa who is processing the cashew, your main market will be the US and Europe. In Europe, they have an agenda, a sustainability agenda. So yes, the factory is based at a closer point than Europe. If you are able to show to these buyers that you are transporting the cargo a sustainable way with a low carbon emission, it can open you new market in these countries. Second scenario is if you are processing for Vietnam and India. For example, in the case of Vietnam, they source from Cambodia, and Cambodia is next to Vietnam. But in the near future, Europe will start to ask for traceability of the cashew. So this cashew that is coming from West Africa will go to Vietnam for processing, and then from Vietnam to go to Europe. It will be around 28,000 kilometers of carbon footprint. It will not then make a difference between the cashew that is coming from Cambodia. So one way to balance that can be using our transporting your cashew from West Africa to Vietnam through our solution for low carbon emission to ensure that your cashew that is coming from West Africa and processed is not impacted more than your cashew that is coming from Cambodia. So our ambition is really to help. It's not a product that we will force through, but if you believe that first, sustainability is important for you, perfect. But if it is important for your end user, so your final consumer that you are targeting or you aim to target, we will be able to be a partner to you on that. So that was the point I want to add before the question session, if there is any.
Yes, sir. We can have your question.
Yeah, thank you very much for your good presentation. I have noted your effort for clean energy for your ship, but I just want to understand maybe for the past 5 years in countries we have operated, how many of those countries have introduced the carbon tax as a way of mitigating the impact of carbon, so that we can understand, because even in our jurisdiction, there are some effort of introducing carbon tax to at least address the issue of greenhouse gas emission? Thank you very much.
Yes, I can take this question. So yeah, so we see not 5 years, but last 2 to 3 years, EU Commission, they have come up with this EU ETS regulation, and here shipping is part of their EU ETS scope. So now when it comes to carbon tax, today it mainly the EU countries, the port pair that is part of the EU country, there this EU ETS on shipping applies. So basically now customers already paying the emission surcharge as part of this EU ETS allowance for the carbon tax that is being applied on shipping. Other than that, we are seeing some countries coming, they are currently developing their own carbon tax framework, so which is still under development. So if I just talk about globally, yes, EU is the only one which have this EU ETS and fuel EU maritime regulation that applies on shipping as a carbon tax, you can say. But yeah, other than that, there are some countries, they are developing their individual carbon tax framework, but this is still under development. But yeah, EU is the major one for now.
All right. So we will close this session with this. Thank you so much for your time, Ms. Darshana. And of course, a big thank you for Mr. Guy Francois, who's right here on the stage. Thank you so much for your time, sir.